Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. Hey, gotta love this background drapes, eh? I'm in a hotel room. This week I've been dealing with news and doing my video thoughts of the day based upon what I'm reading in the news. And of course, the headline news that started all of this was the war in Israel. And we continue to pray for peace in Israel and Gaza and a longer term resolution to a long brewing hostility. So that's still present in the news. It's still front page. But it's interesting, as I got on the news this morning, I see some other news as well. For example, I see that Alaska Airlines has a solution for bad coffee. Gee, that's really important for me to know. I think it might just rock my world. I see also on these headline news that it looks like Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith have been separated since 2016. That's a big life changer for me. I still see that home prices are plummeting, but Elvis's cousin appears to have Mississippi all shook up. Also, not really going to alter my world. There has been drama at a Texas taco eatery because Nazis have decided to dine in, and Cleopatra's been reimagined for the modern day. All right, that's just a smattering of headlines. And those of you who want to know, do I read CNN or Fox or BBC or Drudge or Huffington or anything like that? I read them all. That smattering came from a couple of different news sources this morning. But I've got this choice, and you've got this choice today. What are we going to be thinking about? How are we going to spend our time? I can't just read and spend all of my time looking at the Gulf War mess, at Israel's problem. Certainly something to read about, keep up with. Same with Ukraine, which seems to have taken a back seat while we're trying to deal in the media with Israel. Those are very important. They're subjects for prayer. But what I'm particularly interested in is some of the drivel that seems to ooze into the side. And how do we choose to use our minds? I think C.S. Lewis was right when he said that we're going to spend our time thinking something. Other than perhaps sleep, we don't really turn our brains off. And so the question becomes, how are we going to spend our time? What are we going to feed our brain? Now, Paul talked about this in a letter to the Philippians. I think it's the 4th chapter where Paul says, whatever's true, whatever's honorable, whatever's right, whatever's pure, whatever's lovely, whatever's of good repute, good reputation. Let your mind think about these things. See, we have a choice on what we want to feed our brain. My kids one time when they were young went over to my mom's house and they wanted to watch a movie that was pretty much a garbage movie. Mom said, turn the TV off. Let's make brownies. So my girls said, hey, that sounds great. So Mom got out a brownie mix and helped them read the instructions and said, go get some dirt out of the garden. And they said, why? She said, we're going to add dirt to the brownies. And they said, Mimi, we don't want dirt in the brownies. We don't want to eat dirt. And Mom said, well, if you don't want to eat dirt in the brownies that goes into your stomach, be sure you don't eat dirt with your mind by feeding it things that it doesn't need to see. Wise mom, wise grandmom. But it's a biblical concept. Let's be careful what we put into our brains. We want to feed good things so that we think about things well and right. And it doesn't mean we ignore the dangers out there. It doesn't mean we ignore bad news. It doesn't mean we don't care if Alaska Airlines has solved their coffee problem. But it at least allows us to read those things and think through them and process them and file them away as good, bad, or indifferent or important or whatever the case may be. I just want to get you thinking about thinking in this, because this is your video thought for the day.